And we're in the room.
Are we?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, you made a logo.
Sorry?
I saw your post this morning. You pasted up a cover.
Yeah, it's just a quick composite for you to take a look at and see what you think.
Just a quick thing, and then it's spectacular because it's Russ, doing this thing.
There we are. Let me get over to Facebook here and restart my page. Hang on, folks. We're just getting started. Come on in. We see you out there.
It's just a quick thing with years
Half awake,
and years
just
of
like the rest of
experience.
us.
It cost me. It cost me dearly. Right. So, Haunt of Fear.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I'd want to put a shadow behind it. I've got an idea or a look in mind that I'd like to do.
Okay, well, let me know. But the image, sorry to distract everybody. We should be getting on with the show.
Yeah,
rather than talking production here.
I'm just going to get one
Now
of
wants
those
to do the logo now.
The actual image though, my image, rather than the graphics, is okay for you.
We have the technology. Can we see the logo?
No, we're not allowed to do that. We're not privy to that yet.
Do we have the technology? Oh, not there. We have the technology, but do we have the awareness?
The wherewithal, you might say.
The wherewithal, yeah.
The wherewithal
because
to
you
actually
can do
show
a
it to
thing,
you.
should you do a thing?
Yeah. Oh. Let's see here.
Oh, look at that. Well,
there it is. Popped up on its own.
Shadow Kingdom.
Look at that. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, good. Okay. I'll do that then. That'll be my first cover.
The large monsters are yeah. It's okay. Lizard people.
There's lizard people in
the
there.
Foreground.
There's lots of lizard people and there's boobs. Okay, so there you go.
We'll have to talk about whose name needs to come first. But other than that,
it depends how you're reading it, doesn't it? if you're in Japan, I just put a name down, mate. You could do whatever you like.
I'm just ribbing you. They're gonna think you're the writer. But
alphabetically, mine does come first.
Well, yes, of course, but
you becomes what? How does that work?
Comics are never logical. You should know that by now. Logically, your name should come first. You've done most of the work, and alphabetically, you're ahead of mine. But
I don't care.
I think that Robert E. Howard should be biggest because he's done most of the work, not you, Randy.
I think so too. Yeah.
No, I don't.
I do.
He didn't bloody draw it.
I tell you what I'd do. You don't have to listen. You don't have to listen to me, but I'd put based on the original under the title.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting it there, but it got quite awkward. But we can discuss design later. It was the illustration that I was focused on. So as long as Randy's cool with that, then I'll just get on and draw it.
We'll talk later. Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. Thanks for showing up. Dave's in the house and awake this morning. Good morning.
Yo, Dave.
Morning, Dave.
Hope you're well. Let me remove that for now. We're going to look at the Haunt of Fear.
Yay.
We got through about 4 issues last week. So we'll see how we go this week. Pop that brand up here. Here we go. Welcome to Comics by Night, folks. Here's our opening.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Come on in, everybody. We're looking at the Haunt of Fear. Hopefully not too much glare from the lights this morning.
No, it's okay.
Get a
It's
little
good.
bit
It's
right
all
in
good.
there.
A bit there, but yeah, it's okay.
It's all right.
Right.
We'll get past the shiny. This different cover stock.
Yeah.
We're looking at the Russ Cockrum collections, by the way, which are the hardbound Pawn of Fears. Beautifully done, reproduced right off of the originals for the most part. I think there's one piece that is coming up. I think I don't know if that's the one that we already looked at.
So
last
does
week.
that book have different paper stock for the covers?
Yes, it does.
Wow,
That's-
that's an impressive book.
Cover stock. Oh, it is. I love these volumes. They're incredible. Back when I was a kid, he was offering them for a subscription service. Let's see if they've got the illustration on the back here. They usually do. Of all of the different boxed sets that they were selling. And, you know, as a kid, I never had any appreciation for there's the different sets
Wow.
that he did in that set. And Weird Science was first. And I never had any appreciation for EC Comics when I was a kid. And in high school, I used to go to the skill center. And there were a couple of kids in a class after mine that were huge EC fans. And I just thought they were crazy because I like my Marvels, you know. Until you get older and you get wiser and you start looking at the stuff. They were offering an EC library for that one of these box sets of Weird Science. This one here. $45 a set.
Wow.
This was a long time ago. This is like
that's a
late
lot of money.
70s or so.
Yeah,
So
45 bucks is a lot of money there.
But as soon as I saw them, I saw what it looked like. I tried to subscribe to as many of them as possible. And the ones I couldn't, our local bookstore would get in. And then I'd take them a grocery bag full of comics and trade them for the sets. So
What's that one set in the middle without any numbers on it on the bottom shelf there?
this one here,
Yeah, what's that little bit? You got
After-
Piracy, Valor.
after the new trend stuff, the who's coming in? Linktree, somebody. Mitch, how are you?
Good morning.
Oh, it's Mitch. How are you doing, Mitch?
Hi,
Morning.
Mitch.
Doing great.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is that time of day this is? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's 5 a.m. where you are.
I didn't know
Anyway,
5 a.m. existed.
5 a.m. Yeah. After they got done doing the regular sets, they started running into code authority problems, Senate hearings, and the like. We're going over that on Sunday. The books that the government didn't want you to read. So they started another new trend set of books where they only ran them for about 6 issues a piece. It was about a year. And those titles were Piracy, Valor, Extra, which had to do with newspaper stuff, Aces High, which was mostly beautiful World War I stories by George Evans, Impact, MD, and Psychoanalysis. And they didn't
so bad.
They didn't last very long, and they stopped them and decided to do magazines. They tried a couple of serious magazines, and then they took their big title, the one that they were selling the most at the time was Mad, and they kicked Mad magazine out, and they kept that going.
Randy, do you want to tell them exactly why they stopped doing comic books?
Because of the code authority, right?
Yeah, but one issue in particular.
Was it the head? Was it the severed head?
No, it was I think Incredible Science Fiction. Was it? It was a story called Judgment Day. I think George.
Oh, that
Evans
was
did
they
artwork.
reprinted that in. It was Impact.
Yeah,
They reprinted it in. They had a story before that they ran, Wally Wood story, classic science fiction story.
yeah, it was Wally Wood. I don't know why I thought George
Yeah.
Evans, but it was a story about racism, and the twist at the end was the astronaut was a black person. It was this like representative of some galactic empire was seeing if a planet full of robots could join the galactic empire, and there were like orange robots and blue robots, and the blue robots were basically second-class citizens. You know, they like had no rights and stuff. And at the end of the story, the guy was like, I'm sorry, you can't join the galactic empire because, of your prejudice. And he gets in his spaceship, takes his helmet off. It's a black it's a black person. Well, the code authority was like, you can't have a black person in the story. And Bill Gates was like, there's
kind of
nothing
underpinning the point.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing
exactly
in the code
it,
about black people in comics. And the guy was,
Yeah.
the guy was just added. Oh no, you can't have a black person in a story. So
You're a racist then. That's as simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah. Bill Gates was like, well, fuck you, and he stopped doing comics.
Well, the thing with DC especially, and the code was liquid, and whoever was looking over the book had full judgment and authority over whether or not that book was going to be allowed on the stands. So, and they were giving Gaines an especially hard time with everything that he did because they didn't want him there. He was selling too many comics. So,
wow, what a story!
Yeah, because of that, he just said, "Screw this! I got to find a different way."
All about control at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
All everything you hear about everything, whether it's our bill over here in the UK talking about harms, internet harms, and it's like no, there aren't any internet harms. What you do is you look after your children and make sure that they don't, take crap on the internet, and the rest of the time you're responsible for your own actions and your own interactions. You don't need the law to do that. It's all about control.
Well, anymore.
Yeah, I think
you need the law to do that to regulate just basic common sense, which is irritating.
Yeah,
I think there are three types of people generally. There are people that want to control others, right? The HR department dropout type people. Then you got the your standard people that follow whatever the popular trend, and then you got everybody else that wants to be left alone.
You have to be really careful when you mention HR because they're always listening.
They're always
leave me the hell alone.
HR is always listening, right?
Joke's on you, bitch! I love this shit.
Okay, sorry. Good to know.
HR Holderman.
Dr. Mad in the comments is indeed correct. People like Mary Whitehouse were did instigate a lot of
comics by night in the morning. Yep.
Suppression of freedom, as it were. But it's amazing. It's just people in power. It's just whoever happens to be in the ascendancy. So where you used to have right-wing authoritarianism, now you've got left-wing authoritarianism. They're all the bloody same. They all want you to think the way they think and do what you're told.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can get stuffed.
We're not going to take it anymore.
We're not going to take it. I'm damn angry, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
There's the whole thing with the
Gen Xers never took it.
There was this the whole thing with the PRMC and D. Snyder, and he's sitting there talking to the the clutchers back in the day. It's the same nonsense regurgitated over again. It comes in waves. Sorry.
Get the hell out of my business.
I'll fight for control. Yeah. I was going to say anything called video nasties just makes it more appealing.
Yeah.
They went after Zappa too back in the day. Now they're just coming after new people with new things, and this is just another form of that.
That's why it's okay to put things on broadcast television, but it's not okay to put things online.
No,
because they control broadcast television utterly and completely.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't like it. So, but there you go. Let's look at some great art.
Horn of Fear, folks, featuring the three hosts here. Johnny Craig cover. Says, ugh, what a mess. Well, they'll never think of looking for a fresh corpse in the coffin of a man who died in 1867.
They never would.
Never would.
Never.
Did they have suits like that, or is that the guys putting in? Oh yeah, got it. Sorry, yeah, my mistake. I thought the guy was the 1867 guy. But sorry.
No, that's the fresh corpse.
I'll just be quiet. I'll be quiet.
If you go back a bit, one page. Look at the classic bats there on the by the tree.
Yeah.
The hollow.
Yeah, they're not real bats. They're hanging rubber ones.
Yeah. Absolutely. We began with a ghastly Graham Ingalls story, The Witch's Cauldron.
Oh, look at that.
Fighting finish. And like we said last week, if you weren't here, the artists would get a script along with the pages already lettered and a basic description of what they needed in each panel. And it was up to the artist to go through it and finish it up. Send back the completed art. Ingalls, the master of the brush. Really the inspiration for a lot of the horror genres and inkers out there now.
It's very heavy, that, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very heavy, very moody. Doesn't need color.
Yep.
Yeah. Just great stuff.
It's almost like the inking sample from How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way recently, where they're saying this is the bad way of inking.
Yeah.
Except this is obviously stupendous.
Just amazing work here.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
See a lot of Wrightson, and everybody was feeding off of everybody
Yeah.
at this point and just grooving on what the next person was doing.
Look at that face on that gentleman. He's there and in the bottom.
He's
Yeah.
not happy, is he?
No.
No, what's going on with him?
He's not a happy bunny.
He's
Again and again, the lead pipe had come down.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of a set of caverns, I guess. Kind of looks like a grave.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
He's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, if you're trapped in a cavern, oxygen might be running out.
He's a psycho killer.
Unbelievable line work here. Don't even know if the camera's able to pick up on all of it, but all of these beautiful gray shades are all just fine brush line work.
Does that apply what you just said there to that under his chin on the left hand side bottom panel? Because it's very sort of is it sort of blurred? Is it all line work there? It's a blurred. Right. Okay.
Ingalls only used Zipatone very sparingly, and that was to drop stuff back, to push a level back on the artwork more than anything. But he was a master of the brush, just phenomenal looking stuff. Wasn't until Mary Whitehouse's death in 2001 that many of these horror films she banned were released in their uncut form. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what the whole VHS was all about back in the 80s for us.
The irony of Mary Whitehouse is that she was watching all the films that we all wanted to watch and weren't allowed because she didn't like them, but she was watching them.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we kind of had
it's like earlier. It's like Russ said earlier. Sorry, Mitch.
That's okay.
The when you said, Russ, that as soon as somebody says you can't have that, you want it, and you can't see it, you want to see it. So that's what she did. I think she was working for the other side, really, because everybody wanted those films.
Secretly being paid by the directors of Video Nasties.
Yeah.
So that all the kids would want it.
Yeah. Everybody thought the same of Tipper Gore trying to ban rock and roll. That little advisory label stuck on the album sold millions of albums.
Yeah.
Just because it was there.
Yeah, why would you not want to buy it?
Yeah.
Well, it's telling me not to do. Hang on a second. I'll check it out.
Look at her there. She's a babe, isn't she? In that center panel. Yeah. Wow.
Look at her.
Look at that cup. Look at that cup.
Which cup are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a hell of a cup.
It is, isn't it?
It's pretty big.
What's hilarious? Look at the second page. Right, the panel directly across from the parallel to the one we just.
Oh yeah, yeah. The bells on the thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, the cups are too big. He's having a bit of a heart attack. I think.
He should be going the bells, the bells,
the bells, the cups, the cups.
It's almost like he just kept going.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm just gonna draw. Oh wait, I'm not drawing.
I'm on the wrong page.
That's awesome. He's mad.
It's a real that panel there you just pointed out, that face. It's a real James Whale Frankenstein, isn't it?
Oh, very much. We were talking about that last week. How influenced he is of this.
What's he called? The actor who played Frankenstein, the professor.
I couldn't tell you.
But you knew who I mean.
Oh yeah.
When he goes,
it's alive.
Yeah. Colin Clive.
Colin Clive.
There we are. Thanks, Mitch.
That's it. Colin Clive. What a great actor he was.
whole movie's just classic.
And he was also great in Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
too.
of course. Yeah.
Amazing.
We got a bunch of comments. We haven't read any of them, have we?
Yeah, we have. We've been staying up with Dr. Mad.
Oh, okay. I've been.
So we're only 3 behind. I've been trying to collect some of the Indiana Jones comics, but those are very hard to come by. Oh, probably come by.
I think, yeah.
They're quite gruesome in some ways, while also contained very pulp vibes. Well, that's Indiana Jones if it's done right. Mary Whitehouse even hated Doctor Who. I've been trying to collect some of the Indiana Jones comics. Those are very hard. Yeah, I said that before. Man. Pulp vibes. Yep. She hated Tom and Jerry.
Is there anything she didn't hate? Good Lord.
Too violent.
Yeah, like hard sex. That's what I heard. She liked it good and hard. No, she was just a horrible.
How dare you?
she was a ridiculous person. Once she started getting on about Tom and Jerry,
she
it
lost.
was like a moment to, like we have some really weird movements in fact, and some of those things have gone a little bit too far.
Yeah.
And all the normies have gone, whoa, back the truck up. What?
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty much her in the 70s and 80s. Once she got to saying, "Oh, I don't know about Popeye and Tom and Jerry," everybody went, "Oh, what the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah, you have them here in America a lot too. These like moral crusaders who care more about their own fame and power than actually moral stuff.
Definitely, there's a lot of that going on at the moment. It's been going on. It's been getting worse and worse over the last 10 years. It's just been getting terrible. And now the normies are waking up and going, whoa, what?
Yeah.
No.
It's using anything for an excuse,
Yeah.
Being to work on
Tom
time.
and Jerry. There was this particular cartoon where all 3 of them, Tom, Jerry, and the bulldog Spike, and one was hitting one with a hammer or a big bat, and the other was ducking, and then the other one was hitting with a pan, and it was just like bing bong boom, bing bong boom, and it went on for about 30 seconds. And I remember falling about laughing at that when I was a kid.
What, you mean you didn't run out and do it to somebody?
No.
Oh.
Not that day, anyway.
Not that day.
You just change the pan for your feet, didn't you?
Yeah. Just like knock people about with my feet. That's fine.
Oh, it's okay, officer. I do jiu-jitsu.
In the moment that I realized that eating spinach will not make me super strong, I was like, "Oh, cartoon logic is bullshit."
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a myth or not, but apparently they got the whole iron and thing content, whatever was in spinach, wrong by a factor of. They got the decimal point in the wrong place or something, and it's nowhere near as good for you and as useful as everybody thinks it is.
I used to say to my mum used to say. My mother used to say it was good for you, and I said, "How can it be good for me when it makes me want to throw up?"
I have the same feeling about Brussels sprouts.
Exactly.
So I want to notice how these people they're offended at everything and like trying to save people from kids bashing each other in the head with baseball bats and frying pan. How do they not realize that, just at the same time, little Timmy and Jimmy are going to be like, let's go jump, Jimmy with the bike. And then.
Yeah. The thing is by over the years, by protecting all those small little children and telling them that they can do whatever they want and giving them participation awards, they've turned into carjackers.
Yeah.
Because they never.
Yeah.
Because they never got told no.
I remember going
ran over the brother with a bicycle.
I remember going around to my mother's one day, and a friend was there, and the news was on, and it was all blowing up and killing and all that. And she said, "Oh, Muriel, it wasn't like this when we were 14." I said, "There was a war going on when you were 14."
The whole of the world was on fire. What are you talking about?
It's like the Bill Hicks joke of the news. You turn it on and it's murder, pain, death, war, murder, pain, death, war, and you open up the window and just hear crickets.
Yeah. Sorry, back to the artwork. That image on the top right, that's cool.
Yeah. It's great.
Look at that. Is he
Great
sucking
hand.
on his hand or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Look at that hand. It's
Look at
fantastic.
he's eating it.
Yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Num num. Yeah. Yeah, that's the on the next panel.
What a terrible way to go.
Soon all
Having
was
your
silent.
hand licked by a corpse.
Soon all was silent. Bruno was dead. The corpse relaxed its grip. Bruno's glazed eyes stared at the tarnished template on the rotted coffin. It read, Thaddeus Goodkin, died 1867.
Whoa.
Hee hee, and that's my tale, dear readers. And a tasty morsel, if I say so myself. A story you should sink your teeth into. I hope the sharp climax didn't shock you, especially the biting irony of it. Bob certainly got his last lick, didn't he? You said a mouthful.
Jesus.
Got to get them all in.
You should be banned.
Ban it. Ban it.
Bennett. Now on to Horror of the Freak 10. Horror of the Freak 10. Wally Wood here. Sign. Selling the inking work here.
Look at that policeman in the front there.
Say what?
Look at the policeman in the front there. The bus driver, do with that.
Yeah. Wolfman.
Is that Hitler in that box?
Might have been Heavy Nose Shadow. That's actually him. Managed one of those 2-bit carnivals that hit your town every now and then. You know the kind. Amusement rides, acrobats, chiseling games.
Did the camera go fuzzy for anybody else, or?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Occasionally it does, yeah.
It's probably my head getting too close to the focus.
It's Ramsey. He's not got his 10,000 hours in yet doing this.
No.
10,000 hours.
This particular
Oh my
carnival
God.
had a special attraction, a freak show. They have a freak tent. Wood here. Inking shadow.
Yeah, I'm just amazed by every time I see a Wally Wood piece of artwork, just amazed by the quality of the inking and shadows and
Yeah, it's a master, isn't he?
Crazy use of zip screens also. It's just a phenomenal.
Look at that guy at the top right, pulling it back. The left on page, other page, top right. Look at the brush strokes on the folds on his suit.
Yeah.
Just dropped in. Beautiful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here too.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Excellent stuff. What's going on with that last panel on the right there with the gray tones on the head?
It's a bit
So,
weird, isn't it?
Zippertone, is it?
Either dual shade or zipatone. Probably zipatone.
Still, it stands out like Russ was saying for the rest.
Yeah, it pops it out.
Is that intentional? Or
I would imagine
mistake?
so, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Just like
Again-
here, he's using zip screens to drop stuff back.
Yeah.
Push and pull.
Again on the center tier of that page on the left, that folds in that guy's suit on the back. That one, yeah. The way they just dropped in with the brush.
Yep.
It's fabulous.
That is quite
Well,
excellent.
Sorry, that guy must be really intelligent. He's got a pipe.
yeah. Must be a scientist or a professor.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Reed Rich's brother.
Yeah.
Or a journalist.
Or a journalist.
No, he'd have a hat on if he was a journalist.
Oh yeah, of course, they have a hat on.
With
Yeah.
press in the head.
We had Spitting Image over here in the 80s. It sort of lost its way when it came back recently. But every journalist used to either be a dog or a pig, and they used to have a hat with press on. But you always
Yeah.
used to know who they were because they were dogs and pigs.
And Lord Lucan was always behind the bar, wasn't
Lord
he?
Lucan was always somewhere, wasn't he? Yeah.
Wherever they were in the Caribbean, where it was Lord Lucan was the barman.
Oh, back in the day when it was
Oh,
funny.
that was fantastic, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Oh dear.
You have to forgive the ignorant colonial savages over here, but who is Lord Lucan?
Nah.
He was, let's say, he was a nobleman who allegedly murdered his wife and ran off and was never seen again. About 1974, he disappeared and he's never been
He just
seen again.
disappeared. Yeah.
So he murdered.
Well-
I think he murdered his wife and his nanny or something.
And the nanny. Yeah.
Yeah, and they never saw him again. So they figured it was him, and they've never found him. So he's just been pronounced dead because he'll be 158 now or something.
Well,
So there you go.
It was a big
just is
thing
in
in
the
the
back.
70s in the UK.
Yeah.
interesting.
Look at that.
Probably hanging out with Jimmy Hoffa or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The
And
Unabomber.
Elvis. Threaten me with a knife, will you? I'll teach you. Whoa, bloody hell. Jeez. Is that the Kingpin?
It looks like him, yeah.
Mm.
No, it's not.
With a tash.
Just
Yeah.
an overbearing boss man. Yeah,
Fat bloke.
fat bloke.
Fat bloke from down the pub.
He looks like a superhero now, doesn't he? With his little, it looks like the Green Arrow with his little thing over his eyes. It looks like Errol Flynn playing the Green Arrow.
Yeah,
Not the Green Arrow. Who am I thinking of?
Zorro.
Yeah, Zorro.
That's-
That's the one.
That's Errol Flynn in
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey.
There you are.
Now that should be banned.
Yeah. Not for content, it's just a horribly written book.
It's just crap. Yeah, just get rid of it. Let's face it though. If you could do an insta ban on any sort of form of content in the entertainment industry that was rubbish, we'd have nothing to watch anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. Look at the
And then-
face on that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the middle panel there. No, yeah, he's there too.
Lovely shaded. I really like that.
There's a sign of the time. Look on the other page, top left, that bearded woman.
Yeehaw!
That's
Didn't she win?
That's the glimpse of the future, isn't it?
Yeah, didn't she win the Eurovision Song Contest a few years back?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then
But, Jesus.
on that left-hand page on the top panel, we're seeing Wood's 22 panels, aren't we? The silhouette.
Yeah. These are all the things that work.
Look at those glasses. How do those glasses work, though? They've just got no piece on the back to go behind the ear.
They just sit there, yeah.
Is that Telly Savalas in the middle panel on the right hand side?
Here?
Yeah.
No. He doesn't have any front teeth. Another one of the freaks.
Oh,
Well, that's those-
it's
that's
kind of
those-
blurry. So
That's those sweets that he's eating all the time, ruining his teeth.
Yeah.
Look at it's just freaking a golem looking, ring stealing looking guy.
I like the way. Sorry.
They got a fat lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
On
Minneapolis.
that bottom panel where he's going choff, the pipes defying gravity.
Yeah. It's a good Lord moment. That's Henry Hastings' story. Striking tale, eh? Piercing finish. Well, old Louis had it coming, and it came. Ice picks, knives, cleavers. Oh, that last cleaver was the topper. Get it? After that, Blance lost his head. Well, see you in my own magazine, Tales from the Crypt. Until then, don't listen to old knives' tales.
So they killed him in the end.
Yeah.
Dude
Yeah,
with the
lost his
pipe?
head. Lost his head as well.
That's what the
Oops.
chalk here is all about.
I seem to have missed.
Yep.
I saw our officer. It was an accident. The cleaver slipped out of my hand.
Middle prose section in order to get the proper postal rates. Ad for picture stories from the Bible. Right there. You can order it after reading all that horror stuff, you can get picture tales from the Bible direct.
You can
directly
get the
sent
most
to your
violent stories ever written.
educational comics. Yeah. Onward, great Jack Davis.
Jack
He's
Davis.
got to be my favorite EC artist.
Tasty morsel.
Yum, 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 yum.
It's
Seems
an
to have a
unpleasant-looking individual.
theme of eating and cutting meat. This issue.
A tasty morsel.
Again, just beautiful brushwork.
I like the threat at the beginning. This tale is actually about to happen to you.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I call it a tasty morsel.
End of the road in. Look at him running that puddle. I hope there's room available. He's not going to fit through the door, is he?
Every panel a step.
Yeah.
Sign the register. Here's the room. In the room, bed old and dank, and at least there's a fireplace. I guess I'll have to wait until he comes back from wherever he is. This chair looks inviting.
But unfortunately,
And,
that chair is too hard, and the next one is too soft.
Yeah,
But the third one will be just right.
apparently.
And just
I love bears.
Nice effect he's got on the fireplace of the flames.
Yeah, and the line work here.
Yeah,
showing the light.
especially on the previous page on the opening panel.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good.
he goes downstairs to find the dude in the table.
Yeah. Oh Lord!
Oh Lord!
A pan.
Oh
Pan half filled with blood. He's bleeding to death. The innkeeper, he's a maniac.
You'd get out, wouldn't you, if you saw that? You'd just run.
Body was a dead giveaway.
A frozen food locker. Oh no!
You wouldn't try to like subdue the.
Oh yeah, of course I would. Yeah, he's got 15 dead bodies down there. You know, no, I'd be gone. I'd just be gone. I'd just let somebody else do that.
See you later.
Looks like a frozen food locker. Yeah.
I think I'd try to subdue it. Like my natural instinct would be to like push him down the stairs and then get some help.
My natural instinct would be to let you do it while I was getting out the door.
Yeah, you'll have to.
It's like charging the guards. It's like
just to run you.
It's like charging the guards at a death camp, isn't it? Why did nobody rush the guards? Because the ones at the front would get shot. So you rush and I'll go home.
Okay. Yep.
A barrel of blood. He's a vampire. Oh, it's a bit of a leap, isn't it? Oh my god!
Oh, not that old chestnut. He was a vampire all along.
You slip on the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That's the worst.
Oh, God.
Bring the cup to his lips and drink it down. A small stream trickles down his chin. You scream. Ah! It's too much for you. You dash towards the stairs, shrieking. Your head spins. The stairs seem to melt before you. You crawl halfway up. You've been spying on me.
Look at that. He says, you're inhuman, a mad fiend. And he says, perhaps.
Because this is thriller.
I
Yeah.
need your blood. I must save it. Sometimes I have no guests for weeks, but I won't have to worry. I have my supply there, ready when I need it.
Oh, damn. Drip, drip, drip.
Feel yourself slipping into the darkness of unconsciousness.
That would be unfortunate if somebody's trying to cut into you with a knife.
Oh.
Is he the drip, drip, drip?
And he just wakes up, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't have the heart to disturb you.
Look at that. You're into the cold now.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
If you're wrong, my friend, I'm no vampire. I hate blood. I can't stand meat that tastes of blood. I'm a ghoul. I live on bloodless flesh. I have a freeze locker downstairs, but it's well stocked with dead human flesh. A ghoul, the dream, reality the same yet different. The blackness is closing in on you. Now, the dripping is slowing up. Perhaps this too is but a dream. Perhaps you will wake up from this nightmare also. The last thing you see before everything fades is the innkeeper and his meat cleaver.
And his tongue. Yum, 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 yum. He's always getting ready for that.
So everybody was wrong. There was no escape in the end.
No.
No.
The real twist of this story is that it was literally pulled out of someone's ass.
Well, maybe we have a twist. We'll wake up and he'll kill him again.
That work on the right-hand page is just stellar.
Oh yeah, look at his face. It's the hand there.
Look
Look
at
like
that.
Johnny Craig here.
Look at the way he's just standing there, that tramp, looking at in the bottom left-hand panel. Fantastic the way he's just standing there. The balance in the figure.
Which one?
Here? Right, yeah, that one. The way he's just standing there.
He's
You know,
got that
with
curve.
The balance of the weight and everything. And those lovely clouds as well.
There's every bit of the city's collected waste is brought. Oh, where? Or here. It's where every bit the city's collected waste is brought. And it is here in the scavenger's paradise that one may find almost anything. It's a 7 Chris is in the house.
Chris.
Hello. Chris, Red Dress Studio.
Hey, sugar.
So I really miss the old days of YouTube back when it was an open sandbox where you didn't have to worry about any kind of restrictions. Yeah. Love Spitting Image. I once met Chris Berry. He voiced many of the puppet characters, including Ronald Reagan. He's probably best known for playing Rimmer in Red Dwarf. Yes, indeed.
Yes, I've met him. He was a lovely fella. Yeah.
Stopped watching TV 13 years ago. A lot of the shows I grew up watching have long since discontinued, and all there is now is just soaps and reality shows. Hate to break it to you, your reality shows aren't real, but
it's
scripted.
It's slop and indoctrination. That's all you see on mainstream TV these days.
Just watch whatever I want online or streaming services these days. Yeah. Go ahead, dude.
Well, if you want to know exactly how dumb the average viewing audience of just whatever's on TV, the Kardashians have been on TV for going on 20 years.
Yeah. It says everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Right away, got a head off, chaps, and crack on with my day. Cheerio. Take care. Dr. Mad. We're archived over at comicbookblackbelt.com, the Randy Zib YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network anytime over on YouTube. So you can catch up with us.
I always thought that the decline of Western society was sort of earmarked by the rise of dancing celebrities on TV.
That's spaghetti monster logic.
Yeah, I mean, celebrity, being able to get into celebrity lives through more than just the OK magazine or whatever it is, was the death knell of
the West.
Of the West, yeah, it really was. The trouble is what is it? Hard times create hard men.
Yeah.
It's basically if you're in a time that's like really easy and everything comes to you easy and the world is easy, you're going to be soft, and then you're going to start worrying about things that don't actually make a difference to your life.
Yeah.
Age of decadence.
That's
Age
what's
of
happening.
decadence. Yeah. Think about the Roman Empire. How many of you think about the Roman Empire?
All
How
I
many
do all
times
the
a week?
time.
How many times do you think about the Roman Empire? I
Shouldn't-
actually think about the Roman Empire several times a week. There you go.
Shouldn't propagate that meme because there's all these viral videos popping up now about the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the point of that? Like, did something happen?
The Roman Empire thing. The parallels. The point of it is the parallels between the fall of the West and the decline of the Western.
It's not just that. It's like most of the time when you think of things, the Roman Empire is quite a part. You think of concrete, governance, all kinds of things. What have the Romans ever done for us, eh? Roads, underfloor heating.
You can't shake their influence even
Spas.
today. Yeah.
Yep.
The rule of law, all kinds of stuff. So.
But the Roman Empire's passed into the myth of wow, what a great time it was, and they were just a load of conquering bastards, weren't they?
Oh no, they were. Yeah, exactly. But the point is I think the point is that the discussion was had, and I think it was from a perspective from a woman's point of view. It's like, what? My boyfriend thinks about the Roman Empire at all? What's that about? And when you think about the Roman Empire, you think about legionaries, and you don't, like you're saying, you don't think of the bad things. You think of like you think of Gladiator, the film, or whatever it might be, or
how
even
romantic it was,
even just simple stuff, and I think the whole point of it was that women don't think that way and men do, and current thought processes are no, men and women are exactly the same. It's like, no, we're not. That's the whole point. We complement each other. That's why
It's
men
actually
are together. We're not the same, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
It's actually kind of funny because Glenn brought it up. In the roundabout way, women tend to think about princesses during the age of chivalry, right? When like knights were like a thing, and princes and all that stuff. Men think about the Roman Empire when there wasn't chivalry. There was just a whole crap ton of conquering. So it's kind of interesting. If you
at least they had proper plumbing. So.
Yeah,
the start of a sanitary system.
One's a fan. The idea that knights were these ultra rustic, whatever, right? And then the other ones, in reality.
If you can't be handsome, be handy, eh?
Exactly. Women can't find you handsome. They sure find you handy.
Well, we got rid of chivalry at Agincourt. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys keep forgetting the best thing that the Roman Empire gave us: orgies.
I think the Greeks were doing that.
I think there was. I think there must have been at least one orgy before the Roman Empire. Mitch.
At least one.
Oh, at least, yeah.
I seem to remember.
Well, they did perfect it.
Somewhere in Pompeii, maybe, I don't know.
Well, I reckon the dinosaurs are having orgies, mate.
Well, yeah, before that, because don't forget, I'm not saying I agree with this or believe in it, but didn't Moses come down while they were having an orgy when he brought the tablets?
I just remember them worshiping a golden calf. Where
Yeah.
they got
That
the
wasn't
gold.
all they were doing, was it?
Yeah,
Eh?
well, they're having a
No,
drink.
must not have been.
You must
We
have
all
seen.
know what happens when you start, looking
You
up
mu-
to golden calves.
You must have seen Mel Brooks when Moses comes down with 3 tablets and he drops one because he's shocked. I've got crash 10 commandments.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks, what a bloody
He's a star, isn't
Oh, that was good.
Oh, dear.
he? Who's this guy? Is he Cliff Richard? I had him named Cliff.
What was that
big
movie
thing-
called again? The one where with the commandments in it was like the Ages of History or something.
Yeah, it was
The history of the world.
History of the World, Part 1. Yeah.
Part
Yeah,
1.
never saw Part 2.
Yeah,
It was
Maybe-
supposed to, there's a Part 2 that's streaming, I believe. They let him. He
Oh,
said
right.
he did a Part 2. I don't know.
Oh, well.
I haven't seen it.
Did
know
part
there's a
one
part
have
two
a
out
big black obelisk in it, sort of flat and rectangle shaped?
You're thinking of 2001?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Johnny Craig, folks. I'm going to say that the big video about the little trivia that's been coming out about the Roman Empire is I never realized that the width of a train wheels is the same width as the ancient Roman cart wheels.
Wagon carts. Yeah.
Yeah, wagon carts, and it had to be they had figured out scientifically to make the right size, and they stayed the right size because the roads were so rutted that if they weren't, you risk breaking a wheel.
I'd say there was probably a physics reason for that. Yeah.
So all of the trains,
cattle, the size of cattle as well, right? They would have had bovines, I believe. So
all of the train tracks are set at a specific distance, especially all throughout the United States, or a specific width, and it's the width of that cart. And that cart's that width because it's the proper for at the time it was the proper time or proper width to pull a cart with 2 horses.
Yeah.
So here all of our trains run on the width of 2 horses' asses.
Which is just as well because there are quite a few heavy people in America and they need wide seats.
Yeah. Back to Johnny here, Johnny Craig. Working on. Look at that.
We're back from our small deviation.
She just cudgels them in the head.
Yeah. Yesterday's episode of Nerd Breaking, we were running all over the place.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, that got quite crazy at the end.
Yeah. Even crazier than your average Sunday Funnies episode.
Yeah.
Great.
No, he really looks like he's enjoying that toast.
Yep.
Yum 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 yum.
Well, that's because he put I can't believe it's not butter on it, so it could be unbelievable.
Yeah.
God, she spanked him.
Don't touch me. Just on top of this cosh behind me.
Just a little hint of skirt there.
Should be banned.
And those folds that we were talking about.
Yeah, lovely, aren't they? This should be banned because it's too good.
It's a little bit of Milk Kniff, Frank Robbins.
Yeah.
Sitting in there. Little influence there. Look at that face. It's almost Milk Kniff.
Yeah.
Dragon Lady. And right there.
Dragon
Sweet
Lady.
stuff. Beautiful
So
line work there.
does he die? Is that the?
I think he's done away with Cliff. No doubt he'll come back and get him.
Yeah.
It's like that classic story or something where she like
Cliff.
Cliff.
Buried him. Gone in
cooks
for
him or
breakfast.
something.
Yeah.
Serves him to the cops.
Yeah.
Cliff. What if you fell off a cliff? Cliff.
What have I done? He's unconscious. Sob.
Lovely,
Oops.
lovely work. Look at that. Got bottom left is shirt.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
It's like a Norman Rockwell pose, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. It's funny because it's quite sort of mixed, this art.
Yeah.
Some of it's quite sort of comic-y and weird. And then something like that in that bottom left, it's got that sort of natural feel to it.
Boy, what a number. Ka-chomp, 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 ka-chomp. Oh, dear.
Not 10 foot from where she stood was a mound of gardenias. All at once, there came the shocking realization that at last she had found her precious Cliff. I thought that climax was a bit flowery, didn't you? The rest of the story certainly had some grinding, tearing moments. And Cliff, he really got a shortcut when he took the shortcut. But don't feel too sad for him. Not every murder victim carries his own bouquet of flowers to his grave. Well, that's enough of that. I don't want you to die laughing while reading a horror story. That's how the issue ended.
I love the eyes coming out of that. It's a money box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put your penny on, out comes the hand.
It's really quite a tame cover compared to the other ones coming up.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like a Kirby Romance style cover, doesn't it?
Yeah, the girl.
Yeah. It was that was on a Kirby Romance that she'd be saying, "Oh Jeff, when will you ask me to marry you?" And,
Oh,
and he's thinking, "Oh Cynthia, I can't ask you to marry you because I'm already married."
He's thinking about
Mate,
the
you
Roman
should write
Empire.
this stuff.
I should, yeah. But look at the hand coming out of the coffin. It looks like the old lady to the side, her hands, doesn't it? He's going through the top.
She's putting her hands through. It's like a puppet show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how the casket is laying literally on the ground. Like usually it's on a
There's
on
a little
card
stand.
or something.
There's a little stand there.
It's very low though. There is some forced
Yeah, very low.
perspective going on there, which is pretty weird.
Yeah. Some nasty lamplight reflection too. Graham Ingalls again, a strange undertaking. Get that line work, that negative space in that tree. No outline here. Fantastic. Great panel.
Look at that. Look at that guy he's looking at with the nail in his bottom jaw. To the up to the knee on the hand. Yeah. Look at this nailed him.
That's unpleasant.
Oh dear, imagine that.
Don't just stand there. Come in. You all know me by now, the old witch, mistress of the haunt of fear. Draw up close to the bubbling, steaming cauldron. I have a story to tell you. A story that will absolutely horrify you. A yarn of terror, of revenge, of death. A tale.
I'm going to stay over there.
Strange undertaking. Yeah. I love that panel.
Should I come close? Get cozy. Nope. No, I'm good.
Admiring your handiwork. Obviously an undertaker.
Yeah.
The face on that gentleman with the mutton chops and the...
Yeah.
It's just excellent. Wow. His whole face kind of shifts.
He looks like a kind of Peter Cushing, John Pertwee character, doesn't he?
Get kind of an Ichabod Crane, almost Mr. Scrooge feel from it.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to be the
Dickens
bad
or something.
guy. Yeah. Especially with the top hat and scarf working there. Another great negative space here. More fantastic brushwork. Look at that wicker basket just sitting in the corner.
What does that say there? This blasted cold weather always causes shooting pains in my leg stump. Oh dear. This is Mr.
Oh, it's a Christmas story.
Yeah.
It's snow on the ground.
He does have a stump though.
Oh, no wonder he's all Scrooge-like.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off if I had a stump as well.
Put that out there. Peg leg.
My husband just passed away. Oh, what happened? Influenza. There's an epidemic, and so he's died of the flu, and she wants him to go around. There's those bell things again on the bottom left that we were talking about earlier on, top of the box, bottom left panel on the left-hand page.
Oh yeah.
Where's on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh God, yes, back.
Phone ringer.
Ding,
Ring a ding.
ding, dong.
Ding dong ding.
Oh, there's definitely no. There's no fun in these panels.
No.
Great face there.
It could be a Marley.
Yeah.
So much Kelly Jones right there.
That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
That should have been
Fantastic
across
stuff.
the page, that panel, shouldn't it?
yeah. It's beautifully done.
But he had too much to fit in.
Yeah.
Mhm. Only so
Well,
much space.
we said before, didn't we, that they were provided with the finished
Yeah.
lettering on the page, so he didn't have any choice, did he?
Panel borders already ruled in. Yeah.
Just go to show the artist has got to write the story. I'll lay it out, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. That's what happened later on with Kriegstein. Kriegstein got a story. It ended up running an Impact, and he got a hold of the office and said, "I'm taking a razor blade to all of this and switching it all around."
Right.
When they got it back in, what was it? I think a 6-page story was 8 pages long, but it was beautiful. It just everything broken down, and
Yeah.
it's one of those stories that I think Comic Journal did a whole article on, talking about the sequential art of it all.
What story was it?
Attention to Kriegstein. It was a story that ran an Impact. It was one that Kriegstein really liked too. It was an anti-racism story about the Jews, and Kriegstein associated with it quite heavily, and took a little bit of extra time with it, and took a razor blade to the pages and chopped them all up and pasted them all differently in order to add tension to the scene, to the story in general. It's really a beautiful story. We'll look at it eventually, I promise.
Cool.
Great inking here.
Layout's really is an art in itself.
Yeah. And again, look at that on the table.
Yeah.
That's where all of this style of inking really started with Ingalls.
This work reminds me, the thickness of this black reminds me of David Lloyd, V for Vendetta style.
Oh, yeah. Heavy shadows.
Yeah.
Heavy solids. Yeah. Very much so. Just great inking. Knowing what to show, it's just a hand sitting here to show the corpse on the table. The old witch popping in long enough to add to the narration, push it along. Is it too full of whiskey? Instead, you butcher, you cut it off. Now I'm forced to wear an artificial leg. See? The ultimate revenge. Look at that. It's just a great panel.
Look at that saw coming out the top of it. Where it's coming out? Where did he get a saw from? You see it in the middle panel there.
Luckily, he came prepared.
Yeah, luckily I just bury me with a saw. Okay.
The corpse moves, the corpse of the doctor that Ezra deeply had called a drunken butcher moves from his casket. It bends and releases the lids on the other caskets. A sloshing and splashing sound comes from the bottle of alcohol from which Ezra had put in the spot where its stomach had been.
Oh, God.
He stands with the other 3 coffins. Seems to be.
Well, there's something weird going on with that panel.
I'm going to say, yeah, that looks like it's been added, doesn't it, the arm?
It's a bit wonky, isn't it?
The one with the saw.
Very wonky and stretched out.
Strange.
Yeah. Well, no, the arm is just
the knee here.
Yeah.
The arm is bonkers. What's going on there?
Yeah, he's too tall. Both of these arms are out.
Yeah.
Out of proportion, out of place.
However, those 2 panels to the right are fabulous.
Yeah, that far panel's brilliant, isn't it? That one, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Just great. Love the eyes.
Is it supposed to be raining in there? It looks like it's raining.
I think it's gloomy.
Yeah.
And the
This
corpse
effect.
of John Bridgman rises from the casket. It grins a toothless grin, showing where Ezra deeply had removed all of its teeth. Its eyes are gone, torn from their sockets. Now Dennis Bridgman has 2 cavities in his face, Ezra had said. 3 mutilated corpses stand waiting as the 4th corpse rises from its coffin. Corpse of the politician Frederick Dunhill. Dirt pouring from its tongueless mouth. Ballots stuffed into its ears. Gets to its feet. Look at that. This is great. Cold moon shines on the snow-covered countryside. Illuminates an eerie sight. 4 disfigured, violated corpses move slowly, steadily down the road to the mortuary.
Just before you turn, that guy in the middle panel to the right looks like Frankenstein, doesn't he? That flat head.
Here?
No, in the middle panel. The guy on the right of the panel, the other side, the right
here.
of the panel. Yeah, he looks like
Okay.
Frankenstein with that head.
Yeah.
That flat head.
Ooh.
Ooh, they're coming to his house. Quickly, I found him. Ooh.
Here, it's in.
Oh, Charles dropped in. He's on his way to New York City Comic Con.
Hey, Charles. Safe travels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have fun.
Have a good time.
I'd really like to do that one, but it's just such a long way away.
Only did one of those. It was, it was crazy.
I've got an open invitation from Unstoppable Comics to come and sit on their booth for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just getting over there.
That's his backyard right there. It's
Yeah.
his home territory. Yeah, well, I'll have to do a GoFundMe and get you guys to come over.
Yeah. I've had books, yeah. So I've had books at New York Comic Con for the last, 10 years.
Oh,
I've
cool.
just never been there.
Yeah.
Expensive weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah,
a bit.
yeah. It would be. We set up, when was that? We did New York Comic Con probably probably late 90s. That's what it is. I sat right directly opposite of Lee Falk, and I never turned around or shook his hand or got an autograph. Felt really bad. That's where I saw Neil Adams critique this kid and tear him to shreds.
Yeah, you said, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the closest I got to Stan Lee. Was that one of the posters I produced for Unstoppable Comics? Somebody bought one and took it to Stan Lee and got him to sign it.
Oh,
Which is really weird. And they posted a picture of it up. It's like, oh wow.
And he did. What a surprise.
Yeah, yeah.
This one of yours, it is now.
It is now, yeah. It's got my name on it. It's mine.
Depending upon what year that was, he might not have known what he was signing.
Yeah, it was before he was signing things in his own blood. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Randy, unfortunately today I gotta leave a little early, so I'm
all right,
head out. Got a client I gotta meet about an art project. So
Well, that's
cool.
good.
Good luck to you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
See you later, Mitch.
See ya.
Yeah,
See you,
take
Mitch.
care.
Hello.
I'll definitely be on Sunday.
Let us
All
know.
right.
Let us know how you go on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
really.
Hey, buddy.
Cheers.
Yep.
See ya.
Here, this is a Wally Wood story, but this
Yeah.
illustration of the old witch is done by Johnny Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Not
street
in the
looks
same
like
style.
it looks like an Eisner.
I was about
doesn't
to
it?
say
it does.
that. Yeah, it
Right.
does, doesn't it? Like the
The girl and everything.
the lighting on
Yeah.
the steps. Yeah, just very good.
The spirit sections would be running at full force here. Wood
And
would
he's
end up
both
doing
feet off the
what
ground as well.
the last 3 or 4 spirit sections himself. So what is this, 1950, I think?
51, I think it is, isn't it? It's on the left. 1951.
51?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Right there. March, April. Wood again at its height. This is definitely Johnny Craig here, though. This illustration of the witch. They must have pasted it in later. Maybe they didn't like his version of it.
Yeah.
Because this is all solid wood here.
Again, look at that running down the steps with not touching any either of the steps. Fabulous.
Look at in here too.
Yeah.
Nobody's really touching the ground. Everything's moving.
That's a real Wally Wood head side. That side view, isn't it, in the middle? It's a real Wally Wood
Right here.
drawing.
Yeah.
The next one over with the side view of his head.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. That's real Wally Wood. Look at that, the top left as well. Again, he's in the air. His shadow is above the foot. The left-hand page, top left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, top left. So there, yeah. Where his foot isn't on the floor.
It doesn't join.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's fantastic, isn't it? Really
He's
moving.
moving so fast he's not touching the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Flash.
Awesome.
This looks like dual shade.
Yeah.
Brushed here in the back.
There are little lessons, aren't there? Like, look at the girl on that page. Her feet are out. That she's got one toe on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then right below it, the guy coming up the stairs, his foot has just left the step.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? The little
this
lessons
isn't even-
in there.
Not even finished. Not necessary.
Yeah.
I guess it leads to the fog here. Okay, there she is.
You move the a page or the book a little left just to get out of the glare a bit. Thank you, sir.
Sorry. Got a
Oh,
hard
no
overhead light. Beautiful
I just
detail
wanted
here.
this middle panel there a bit better.
Negative space lamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's in
Another
the
great-
door
great
frame there?
background.
It's a staircase.
Here, that's a
Yeah,
staircase
okay.
going up.
All right.
And another door underneath the staircase. Too.
And there's a negative shape on that panel as well with the cat or whatever it's on the statue
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
On the globe. Yeah.
Lovely
Yeah.
open panel border there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
How dense
visual
the
information in
pages,
these panels.
gorgeous.
Yeah, a lot work in there.
And look at on that where the girl has just got the toe on the floor. Look at the folds on the back of her legs
Yeah.
of her dress. Isn't that fantastic? The way it just
Yeah.
sits on there, the weight of it.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow, you could spend about 4 days looking at this, couldn't you? Finding
Yeah.
lots of things in there.
But
Yeah.
again,
Line work,
something I'm trying to attain with my own work, attempting to get there, is this surrealism. So Wood's work is beautiful. There's realistic in it. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like the way that people move, the way they hold themselves, the drape of a piece of material, and the world that they inhabit. But at the same time, it's all impressionism.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's not photorealistic, which is one of the main reasons in my mind why AI doesn't work for comic books. Because
Mhm.
AI is always going to try and create the most realistic thing. It's like I never understood people who airbrush something and it's photorealistic. It's like, we'll take a photograph.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood that. And even though in my era, I was trying to get to realism, it isn't what you need for comics. What you need is this beautiful, happy sort of balance between the real and the surreal, and Wood just does it so bloody well.
It's all an individual style.
Yeah.
It's very Jane Russell here.
Yeah, I'm going to say, if you look at the panel where she's on her toe again, if you look at the guy, right, where she's
Mhm.
look at the guy's face, it looks like Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Look at the way his body is slightly leaning in to her.
Yes.
Yeah, just the way that they're standing is just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What I
look
like
at that-
about his work here, if specifically, it's designed in such a way that you could knock it out really quickly if you had like a skilled hand, like with the brush or whatever things.
Mhm.
You could easily. It's mostly just like circles and whatever else, and like, a couple people, like once you have the basic, the people down, a lot of his shapes are just, they're
Shapes.
rudimentary, and
Yeah.
they're just,
But that's the nature of those comic book artists.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
they can just do
nature of
that quick, right?
those skilled artists at the
Well,
time. They
Yep.
did knock stuff out.
And I say it every week, but these people can draw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
These people can look at the table above the girl on the toe as well. Look at the table, the drapes on the tablecloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Like there are always shortcuts in a good comic book artist's work. There are
Yeah.
always shortcuts, but you don't get to those shortcuts by taking shortcuts. You have to learn everything.
Yeah.
Once you understand what's underneath everything, then you can start, putting those shorthand things in.
Do you think that he drew like the circles first or the people first, and it was just like, I need some stuff in the background, drew some circles, and then
No.
created the pots afterwards, or he planned
Well,
the pots ahead of time?
Yeah, as far
No,
as
no.
dropping things like pots in is concerned, but he would have drawn the whole panel together.
You think so?
He wouldn't have gone, there's my people, what shall I put in the background? But the whole thing would have been, it might have broken down a little bit like that when he went to finish the panel. But at the inception of the idea for the panel, I would imagine all of it would have been there.
I
Not
think
every pot, but certainly where the people were standing and the environment they would have been in.
Mhm.
That's just my opinion.
The thing that impresses me, especially with this page, there's no empty, there's no blank spaces, there's no non-background. You got a little bit of fog working here at the end. He might have wanted to finish this up faster, but
I think
the attention and the care given to the backgrounds on these panels is just amazing.
Not that I'm anywhere near Wally Wood in drawing, but I would approach that by, I would draw all of it. I would sketch it all in and work it all out, and then work on it all, work on the faces, and get it all set in. I'd get the roughs for the backgrounds, for the frames of the picture and the table. It would look on a how can I explain, on a single line drawing, if you know what I mean. And then fill in the blacks and do all the backgrounds and all. That's the way. So the whole page would be finished at the same time virtually, because you're working on all the page.
Yeah, that's what I do. Although I do, there are when I'm finishing off, I tend to do like the people and then the backgrounds. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the finishing off. When you start off, because you have to know where the light's going, you have to set them within that world. If you just put people down and then go, oh, I'll just whop something on at the end, then they don't look like they're in the world they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mm.
The background back here is very deceptive because it looks very simple. When you look at it, it's just blotches and lines, solid that all make this. He had this in his head more than anything. The negative space on this is amazing. Really like that pen.
I get everything when you're drawing just kind of breaks down to shapes anyways.
Yeah.
How quickly you can make those shapes in an environment and how they're supposed to look when they're done. So
a little bit of overuse on the duo shade here. Kind of got a little bit out of hand, I think.
That's a very Will Eisner building in the middle panel, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what looks a bit Will Eisner as well is his face down the bottom right there. It looks like he's got a mask on. It looks like
the
right here.
the spirit.
It looks like the spirit there.
But if you look at that middle panel I just mentioned with the building, it's wrong, isn't it? Like, it looks like he's in the doll's house type of thing. It's not
it does.
It should be
weird.
that guy should be as big as his leg.
Yeah.
And here the stairways going up to the third level here. I've never seen that before.
And look at those steps. The perspective on those steps is awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
He rushed that out.
That wood is rubbish, isn't it?
That bottom right panel as well. Look at the guy's face and look at where he's not putting the detail on his hairline.
Yeah.
Right here, you mean?
Yeah.
He does that a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I remember him doing that when he was at Marvel in Daredevil.
Yeah, that's a little, like I said, that's a little harsh on the duo shade on this. Sometimes this type of material, it's very easy to get carried away, and there's no coming back.
Yeah, she
without
looks a bit
redoing.
blotchy.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she may have a rash.
Yeah.
Can you imagine visiting somebody in that first house in the middle panel on the left page?
You won't
You
get
go
in,
up
would
the
you?
steps and and then you open the door, and then like just above the door is the roof.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, if he stood on the third step, he could knock on the door from the third step.
That actually looks like it might be about to fall over.
Dilapidated house in the middle of nowhere. It's
But it was a
partially
place where
crumbled.
he slept last night. Yeah.
That's intense.
A movie in ages. Nice reclining figure there.
Yeah, that's a Mary Whitehouse pose, isn't it? She wouldn't like that.
Which one?
Second page top there, that one.
Oh.
She'd want that band.
Too suggestive. Nice panel. Here, a lot of negative space.
I have no idea what's going on in the story here. I was too busy looking at all the art.
Yeah.
To unexplained deaths in 2 nights. 2 young women found dead on 2 successive nights. Causes of death yet determined. Suspect murder. Obviously, he thinks he's done it. Yes.
As good as Wally Wood is, I don't think he's a horror artist.
No, I think he doesn't last very long. I don't think on the horror stuff, because they moved him over to the science fiction and the humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, science
material.
fiction is he's brilliant.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wally, you were just not scary enough. Off you
That's
go.
right, yeah. See you later. Go and draw Daredevil. That'll be good.
Well, when you got Ghastly, Graham Ingalls working, he can't help but do a comic page that doesn't look horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Wally comes in and starts working on those weird science and weird science fantasies, doing the science fiction stuff and its mechanisms and
yeah.
Wally, that's where you need to be, is right there.
There's something to be said about making something unsettling. You have to. There's an art to it, I guess.
Mhm.
Even just composition wise, you need to figure out how to unsettle people.
The
Not
story
just
ends with another Johnny Craig illustration as opposed to Wood. Might have been in a rush when he did this.
Look at the empty space on the tree as well on the far left.
Oh yeah.
And then the middle teal.
Yeah.
In fact, the guy looks like Daredevil, doesn't he, on the next panel? Looks like Matt Murdock.
A little, yeah.
It looks like Wally Wood's Daredevil.
Yeah.
Great half a face here.
Putting the sound effects in.
Nose is a little high, but yeah. That's nice too. A little better use there, a little better control of the duo shade.
I never liked that duo tone thing. I think it spoils it.
Just another tool, can be fun. In the right hands, it can look really good. And I've certainly blown my share of pages by overusing it. It's easy to do.
Many moons ago, I did a complete job for Tesco. They wanted me. I was drawing all the boxes of fish fingers and all this kind of stuff for their promotion, and they specifically wanted me to use duotone, and I did, and it was okay. But I said to them it would be better with a wash. But what do I know?
Yeah.
But I did the job anyway, so
You got paid.
I got paid. I got paid well for doing it. There was millions. There's about 600 boxes.
Wow.
But I enjoyed doing it, but I could have done without the duotone. Like I said, I would have preferred a wash, but the check shut me up.
Yeah.
Little pages again. Ad for weird science fiction fans.
Yeah, he's brilliant, isn't he, Wally Wood?
My classic rocket in that ad.
We'll look at those sometime soon. Jack Kamen with a Ghastly Graham Ingalls witch here. Carrying in a coffin, a grave gag. It's a delightful little tale for your amusement.
Everybody in hats once again.
Yep.
Oh, is that the Grim Reaper between the dude's legs and the look left?
Down here? No.
No, left.
Oh yeah, to the side. Yeah, it looks like him. Yeah.
Between it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah.
Good catch. Nice
Oh,
work.
the guy
here.
at the top.
Line work.
Is that the Grim Reaper between your legs? That's what she said.
That's what she said. Jack Kamen was given a lot of the domestic stories, the shock suspense tales, the more domestic horror stories. There's a out of hand thought balloon trail right there. Goes right down to his nose.
He's alive.
Almost Red Skeleton looking here.
He's
Do something.
winding him up.
Nobody else today, but like a few people knew who Red Skeleton is.
I know. It's a
I do. I know who he
interesting
is.
rendition of the witch here. It looks like Kamen trying to do Ingle. Feathering up there though. That might be a Graham Ingles page or panel still. That's on the hair. It's pretty cool. Cross hatching here.
You don't really see.
Close the door. No, don't lock me in. Hey, what? Sorry, whiskey.
So you don't really see comedy like Red Skeleton and Ronnie Dangerfield anymore. And some
Nobody
of the other greats.
Nobody can take it. Comedy's gone underground. You almost have to be at a bar or at a comedy show where they warn you up front not to get triggered.
Well, like even Red Skeleton wasn't particularly offensive back in the day either. Rodney Dangerfield, he wasn't. Their jokes were somewhat clean, right? Like still radio friendly, but even then, people don't even tell any radio friendly jokes offend people.
Yeah,
people will always be offended, and if there's nothing to be offended by, they'll be offended by that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very true. Great inking work here. Even though the figures might be a little stiff here and there, still great ink work.
Why is he sitting in a tree? Because he can.
Yeah, I think he's a prankster. They keep calling him a fiend.
There's an awful lot of people in coffins this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bottom panel's begging a thwack.
Thwack.
Yeah. Thwack.
Oh, look at his face. Two old geezers punching each other.
With
my cheek. Oh no,
he was
I've
up in
broken
the
my
tree.
face.
He was up in the tree speaking through a microphone.
Yeah, but I just don't know why he's up in the tree. Why is he in his tree?
The old geezer got up the tree.
Yeah, because he was hiding from him.
Oh.
Well, he's speaking in the microphone. He's a prankster.
I'm speaking in this microphone.
But they resented and smacked him in the face.
If there was a dude, you're in a cemetery hanging out with a coffin, and there's a voice in the box, and I think I hit the guy too. It's just,
I think it's
dude in the tree.
Yeah, I think it's great the way that he's talking to them through the box, and they're thinking, I bet he's outside up a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a horrible man, isn't he, as well?
Yeah. Goes to play this prank, takes a corpse out of one of the coffins and jumps in.
I'll just jump in there and take his dead wife out of the coffin.
We know what's going to happen to him now, don't we?
Yeah, we know what's going to happen.
Make them to stop. You'll open the coffin and I'll be there laughing at you. That's how that always works.
So they're making you hate him so that he comes to some untimely end and you're happy about it.
Yeah, because you want it to happen. Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice
Here we go.
Really nice
Bury him alive is my bet.
Yep.
Oh
no! It's all a joke.
A
The next
moan.
time you see
She's
a place,
alive.
It's locked. I can't get out.
it'll have horns.
Robert, it's me, Jonah. You see, it is Jonah. I told you. Got a loudspeaker down there, Jonah. Ah,
Oops.
Tom, ignore him. When we're gone, he'll come out from where he's hiding and realize we have beaten him. Goodbye, Jonah. Sorry your little trick didn't convince us. See ya. Hee, what a side-splitting humorous finish, eh? I hope you liked my little comedy. A rib tickler, wasn't it? Oh, by the way, a week later, they found Lisa Westlake's body propped in a closet at the funeral parlor. There was a faint smile on her withered face. I guess she liked Jonah's little joke. She and Jonah were the only ones that got it, though.
They must have had a great time dreaming these things up.
I see him sitting around the office trying to be as punny as possible.
That's great. It kind of reminds me of I was watching this movie recently. I can't remember what the heck it was called, but it was a World War II film about them raising the flag, right? The story behind the flag.
Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima.
I think it's Iwo Jima. Anyways, they're going over the ocean, and one of the the soldiers, right? He's hanging off something. He falls overboard.
Yeah.
And they just leave him right in the water.
They're not going to turn around, are they?
Yeah, no.
Oh dear.
Must have kind of reminded me of the fate of this gentleman. Reminded me of the TV show or the movie.
Yeah.
Jack Davis.
Was it Hiro Jima? Is that what it's called?
That's horrible.
It's called is it
Flags of Our Fathers?
Yeah. Flags of Our Fathers.
Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
He directed it. Good film.
He did a trilogy of films at that point about Iwo Jima. One that covered the story in general, one that covered the letters that the kids were writing home to their parents, and one from the side of the Japanese. Yeah.
The Japanese one is the best one, I think.
It's the whole thing. The trilogy is just brilliant, just great stuff.
I love all
brilliant.
World War
really
II.
A high point to his directing career. I'll tell you.
I think my favorite though is the Patton one.
That's a different director, but
I
yeah,
know,
Patton is great.
The George Scott one.
Yeah.
Right, that's some years ago, isn't it?
That's still worth watching, though. He's sitting there in the desert yelling at Rommel. Rommel, you sick, stupid bastard! I read your book.
I really liked it because they still during the time of the filming still had a lot of the military equipment around, right? So they got a bunch of it in there.
And at the beginning, the speech that George C. Scott gives is just classic. It's a combination of a bunch of speeches that Patton had done over the years. Just the best clips, just to show he's a real rugged, just nasty bastard of a person.
Mm-hmm.
Got the job done, though.
Got the job done.
Look at that fantastic hand by Jack Davis there. Isn't that wonderful?
That's looking at that scrawny little rat there. Yeah, in the cheese. Cheese, that's horrible.
Nice.
That's
Jeez, Gromit.
Because like the G's, that's horrible. Cheese, yeah.
Yeah, cheese. Yeah. Nothing but puns here.
Reminds me of a story. A friend of mine told me when he was like, I don't know, like in grade school, where his friend of his had a lisp or something. And he'd go on rides, and he's always say like negative G's, like like the astronauts, negative G's, but he pronounced it like cheese, so it'd be like negative cheese.
There we are
on the rides.
Good name for a band.
Negative cheese, yeah.
Yeah, negative cheese. Jack Davis at his height, over exaggeration here all around. The fat guy's really fat, really expressive.
Damn.
Just fantastic stuff here.
That bottom left from the side view, I mean, on that panel there, that's a real Jack Davis drawing, isn't it? No, this first panel where he's pointing to his head. That one, that's a real Jack Davis, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The Ichabod Crane looking gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Crypt Keeper here is really nice too. Look at that feathering in that hair. It
was like a rock star, doesn't he? From the 70s.
Yeah.
You see, I see there's like a static behind the whole Ichabod Crane look. What is that supposed to mimic historically? Does anybody know?
I don't understand what you mean.
Not yet.
Well, like the shape of the face, there's like the arched nose, there's the receding jaw, there's the overbite, the hair. We've seen historically, we got Ichabod Crane, the character, we got this character, there's other characters that look like
It's kind of the typical style of the day, I think.
I think it's to make him look a bit goofy as well, isn't it?
That too,
odd. A bit odd.
Was it like a particular disease that caused that kind of
no, it's just called ugliness,
nourishment, or
bad genetics?
Ugly.
Genetics.
Bad genetics.
Just a comic.
I don't know, because you also see it in some classical art as well, not just Ichabod Crane. There's like
People were ugly back then.
a grandmother that looks like that or something, where this artist really like everybody looks sort of like that, and they're like the grandmother with the raised collar. And
I think a certain amount of inbreeding.
Yeah, he just had an ugly grandmother.
Just genetics, yeah. Nice sequence of panels here.
Yeah, that top left one where he's moving forward, the top, that the blinds is a good effect, isn't it? It stops that black.
Just a little bit of white paint, it looks like.
Yeah.
if you think about it too, the gentleman with the cigar is also a classical kind of archetype of a character: fat guy, cigar, bald head.
Yeah.
Guy.
Usually always the bad guy, even back then.
Yeah, it's Lex Luthor.
Dr. Savannah.
Yeah.
That's where that really comes from. That's where Luthor comes from. It's Captain Marvel's villain, Dr. Savannah.
Kingpin and that kind of character.
Kingpin comes from Sidney Greenstreet and Ramida's love of those old movies. That's first minute you see him, you know it's Sidney, if you know who Sidney is. Sidney Greenstreet. Casablanca, folks.
Yep.
Sit and watch it. It's an amazing movie.
It almost kind of reminds me of the shape of the face of the this skinny gentleman is the farmer and his wife type thing.
Yes, Rockwell. In Rockwell,
yeah.
American Gothic, yeah.
It's definitely like there's an homage there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they based the character off of something like
Typical American, typical stereotype of the day.
Interesting. What year is this coming?
51.
Early 50s, I think.
Yeah.
Getting shoved into a vat. He's about to become the Joker here. Yeah.
Oh, those
Lord.
big eyes.
The eyes of a cat.
Eyes of a cat.
A giant cat.
Eyes of an elephant.
Yeah. Shape of a popsicle.
Oh no, he got caught in a mouse trap. Oh,
Gigantic one. With a large piece of cheese.
he's been severed in half.
Yeah.
Why has he got no shoes on?
Mr. Prince, I go.
Oh, is that a dream? And he's died in his
Severed in half.
dream.
Yeah.
Oh, because
That's what that looks like. Outside of Bradbury Prince's luxurious bedroom, his butler was just getting ready to retire when he heard the shriek of horror cut short by a loud, sharp snap. He rushed in. Pardon.
He's got
Mr.
a butler.
Prince, I gulp. He's been severed in half. Well, that's my story, kiddies. Old Bradbury's had been dreaming. The only puzzling thing is, if he was only dreaming, that he got caught in that huge mousetrap. What was the snap the butler heard? And what made Bradbury go to pieces? Well, looks like Hendrik wasn't the only mousy character in the story, eh? Mr. Prince really ended up like one. A mouse, that is. Bye now. By the way, next time you eat Wilhelm cheese, don't study it too carefully. You might find a bit of Hendrik. Wow. That's the end of that issue.
Well,
We have 20 minutes. We can go on to the next one, or we can go on to something completely different next week.
You got something to cover in 20 minutes?
No, but I have a lot more Haunt of Fear.
All right, let's get into it.
What do you think? That's volume 2.
We could do that, or we could look at something else.
Just do a quick issue, one issue. We've got time for one issue.
One issue? You think so?
One issue. And then do some-
We've spent the last hour and a half going through 2 issues. So
well, flip through it quickly then.
here we go. We'll flip through faster. Yep. Haunt of Fear, number
Oh,
7.
look at that. Through the floor. Rah.
Great Johnny Craig through the floor cover.
Look at how that lamp.
Like, yeah, I was about to say, that's wonderful.
It's
isn't
like
it?
it's exploding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Might be getting pretty jumpy since I buried Robert down here. I thought I heard a noise.
It's funny, he's gone to great lengths to create atmosphere and lighting in the stairs and that wall. And then round the guy that's coming through the floor, there's no
Yeah.
lighting at all.
No.
It's almost if like probably drew it after or something.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, it's almost like 2 different pictures.
Room for one more. Ghastly.
Giggity.
Graham Ingalls at it again.
Oh, look at that eyeball.
It is, yeah.
Just hello there. The soup's almost finished.
About it. The old witch, mistress of the Haunt of Fear. Come in. Come in. My cauldron is bubbling and steaming, and it's with its evil brew once more. I'm ready to dish out another of my tales of terror. Ready? Good.
You
Draw
got
up close to the crackling fire and gaze into the swirling contents of my cauldron, and I'll tell you the chiller I call room for one more.
and Scooby-Doo and Shaggy come in. They're like,
Yeah.
what is that flavor? Laundry. The old Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Look at them hands.
I get you.
Little kid in pain.
More coffins.
Yeah. More old witches. Nice solid here. If those hands don't fit that body though.
Are those his hands?
It looks like it.
No, that's not good, is it?
Won't be cheated out of my rightful
Ooh,
place.
That's a bit
After
weird.
the last spot is filled, the rest of
Look
us
at his eyes as
be
well.
buried in the soil.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got his eyes closed here, right?
No,
they're
on
open.
the left. They're looking either way.
It's
Here.
Marty Feldman.
Ain't got nobody loves me. Rat-a-ta-ta,
What
rat-a-ta-ta.
hump?
What
Is he choking to death or something?
Choking himself to death, I think.
Yeah.
jogging a chicken?
Let's hope not.
God. Look at that. It's a great face. Just another great open panel here.
It's great the way he's dropped it in the water and it's splashing.
Yeah. The stairs, just
Wow.
lines.
Yeah.
The railing.
That's
Crossing.
great. The way it crosses both panels there. It's a good
Yeah.
effect, isn't it?
It's a nice, sweet, nice water here too.
Who's the artist on this page or on this?
This
Yeah,
ghastly,
lovely water.
ghastly Graham Ingalls here.
Lovely
Ghastly.
water. And the stairs as well, no bottom left panel.
Yeah. Oh. Mhm.
Mm.
Pillow. Negative space here. Border knocked out. Chokes him off and dumps the body. Funny, he's disappeared.
Look at me in the eye. I am. Which one?
You and I are the only Whitmans left, Rodney. You've hated us ever since you came to live with us years ago, haven't you? You've been jealous of our wealth. You killed my father, didn't you? And you killed Charles. You figure if you kill us all, you'll get our money. No, it wasn't the money. Where's your TV? Oh, what is it? All right, I'll tell you. It's the last spot in the family crypt. It's mine. Do you hear? No one's going to take it from me. It's not like they couldn't have built the crypt out.
Yeah.
He had to have that last spot for himself.
Yeah, you could just put an extension on.
Yeah.
You don't need planning permission, do you?
Set of shoes sitting there on the panel border. Just
his
just to be there.
hands coming out the ground and then that head coming out the water. Just
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy good. The body here. Nice too. It's great. Beautiful stuff. Oh no, keep away.
Using the bottom of the panel as the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's just a great page.
If you look at that where they're walking on the center tier to the right, where they're walking with the trees in the background, it almost looks like Kirby Crackle, doesn't it? On the top of their heads.
Yeah.
I like the way he does he's consistent with his wonky eye, isn't he? It wasn't a mistake.
No, he's definitely got wonky eyes. Got wang eyes.
What up?
Wang eye.
Some Marty Feldman up there.
Yeah. Look at that. Hey, well, that's my tale, dear reader. Poor Rooney. Wasn't where he's at. Well,
that was a quick issue.
Yeah.
Got to do that quick.
Just a quick story here.
It's lovely art. Look at it. It's just again, solid stuff.
With Jack Davis. Wow. Yeah, all of this
Jack
stuff
Davis
is great.
again, yeah.
So much black on the page. It's lovely.
Here, Davis here. Yeah.
Look at the kids with their little dungarees on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, mister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Rockwell characters again, aren't they?
Yeah.
In the Midwest.
Yep. Smack the kid.
Out of my way, brats.
Yeah.
That needs a thwap.
Look at that stove, the wood stove there with the
with the wonky chimney bit.
Yeah.
Extractor. Look at that kid there, sob. He hit me.
They don't care.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, whatever, mate.
I'm going to tell my old man.
Somebody robbed a grave.
His old man will be about 32, won't he?
Yeah. Well, back in those days, he was probably about 18.
Yeah.
Well, he'd be the guy on the left with the beard. You know, like
yeah,
looking like he's 685.
Yeah, the guy with the beard is like 42.
Yeah.
No, he's 20.
It's a tough life.
Good Lord, a body. Let's get him. Let's lynch him.
This is lovely.
It's a double header.
Lovely characterization.
Oh, that's why
he's got two heads. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's why he carries a box around, because the head's in the other box.
That's a basket case. All over again, yeah.
Literally, the head is in the other box. He's covering up the head.
Yeah. On the left-hand page of the second panel, the guy with the bald head. Yeah, that was like Will Eisner. That's how Will Eisner draws himself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Did he switch the bucket?
The basket around, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
They won't discover me. Yeah.
That's why the kids. That's why he liked the kids, and then that's why he smacked the kids, because the basket was on the other head.
Well, the other head was mean.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want?
It's Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Yeah.
Zaphod Beeblebrox. Yeah.
Kill us! I can't fight him any longer. none of
Lovely.
you will kill us, I will.
Bang.
That'd be a terrible fate. Having a Siamese twin coming at you. Especially
Constantly arguing with yourself.
Yeah, especially if one was like insane or deranged,
Yeah. That's my story, kiddies. I hope this little tale has taught you a lesson. There's only one sure way to settle an argument. If you've got two heads, just blow one of your tops. Now I return to the old witch. It's about 10 minutes too. Shall we call it there?
That's it. Yeah,
Sure.
call it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the text piece here. More of this next week? Or shall we move on to something different?
I think we should have something different.
Yeah. What else we got?
Oh, I'll find something.
You'll find something.
Yeah.
From the extensive library.
Great stuff. Yeah. More horror next week, folks. This is October. It's horror month. We were looking at the Haunt of Fear. Deeply appreciate you being here. Chat kind of died out after Charles. But, folks, we're glad you were here. Hit that like, hit that love button. If you enjoyed this program, make sure you tell others. Whiskey, tell folks how they can find you.
Sure. You can find me there on the old X, where I'm working on my own comic here called Driftwood, story about necromancers. Should be coming out next year, October. I'm hoping to launch it at the start of October and get it in people's hands before Halloween. And yeah, so been doing a 3D art myself on it. I do 3D art. You can find me at Bandnet and Ricochet again on Twitter, or X, what do you call it? Right there on the top left. And yeah, I work on 3D models and all that stuff. Send me a message and I'll get you hooked up. And look forward to Driftwood, story about necromancers, coming out next October.
Cool. Russ, tell folks where they can find you.
Yeah, you share the screen. You can share what I've been working on. You can find me at russleach.com.
On my end, or no, there it is.
Yeah, Randy and I have got
look at that.
Randy and I got this book coming out, The Shadow Kingdom by Robert E. Howard, faithfully adapted by Randy. And if you want to find out more about that, you can go to my email list at russleach.com. All my connections are there to my social medias and to my YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. And it's all over there at russleach.com. And on the YouTube channel, very soon, you'll be seeing me inking these pages because they'll all be traditionally inked. And we've just this morning decided on a cover. And I just put the shadow in on that so you can see where the lighting's going to go.
Yeah.
And that should be, I think that's going to turn out a nice cover, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. So if you want to follow me inking the book or find out more about the book, just go to the website and all the network connections are there. That's russleach.com.
Sweet.
Fabulous.
Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can currently find me on fundmycomic.com, where you can get the annotated book of my Hatch character. And if you go to New Haven Publishing and Amazon, you'll be able to get this book, which is a book details my trip to see Jack Kirby in the late 80s and early 90s. It's also in Barnes & Noble and all good bookstores. And if you go to Amazon as well, you can get all my books. There's about 10 or 11 books that I've published there, various subjects, science fiction, children's books, all kinds of things. And you can also get Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine I produce about comics. Issue 14 being worked on right now as we speak.
Cool. Great. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. If you can go over to arrowcomics.store to see some of my work, like The Fool, which is a urban vigilante character that I wrote with artwork by Chris Tyson's great. It's a lot of fun. Calico Shard is a fantasy title with artwork by C. Michael Lanning, and Herobot Zero, which is a 3-foot-tall giant robot that I did primarily myself. That you can go over and enjoy those. There's 2 issues of that available right now. Arrowcomics.store. Go over to fundmycomics.com. Take a look at all the great campaigns that are over there and running right now. Arrow Comics currently has AR-13L, the little mermaid, running over there with Piper and Pixel and Great artwork by the great Eric Hodson, and also Soul Tack by Craig White. You want to take a look at that as well. And I think that's it, folks. We'll be back Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for Sunday Funnies as we go through this great book right here, The Horror. Comic books the government didn't want you to read. It's a lot of fun. We barely got a third of the way into this book because there's so much great imagery there that we were going over. Such great comics that such horrific stuff that you don't see a lot of anymore. So, folks, we deeply appreciate you being here. Make sure you buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours. Try to leave this business in better shape than what you found it. And if you enjoyed this program, please tell people, like and subscribe our various pages. Comic Book Black Belt, the Randy Zim channel over on YouTube, and the Indie Comics Network as well. Anything else, folks? Remember to stay positive out there. Hating ain't creating. Get to work. We talk about this stuff because we love this stuff. We love doing this and showing off some of the best sequential artwork that we know, the stuff that we've loved and grown up with for years. So don't let the current market discourage you. There's so much fun and great material out there. Visit your local retailer soon. Take a look at those boxes that not a lot of people look through all the time. You'd be amazed at what great finds you'll have there. So good luck. Have fun. Read good comics.
Yes, there are out there.
Yeah,
they are. There's some phenomenal stuff, as you've seen today.
We saw some fantastic stuff from My Comic yesterday.
Yeah.
Just go over there. There's some really, really, really good stuff.
Incredible stuff over there. So there's so much great material coming out through the crowdfunding sites that comics are far from dead, folks, and they're not dying. They're just finding new ways of getting out to the public. So enjoy it and take care. I guess we'll see you soon.
See you Sunday.
Thanks so much for watching. See you Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be back again Friday. Pardon?
Sorry, I said that's my website.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, russleach.com. Go over there to sign up for the Shadow information on the Shadow Kingdom book, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun when it comes out. It's going to be great. We'll see everybody soon. Take care. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for being here.
Cheers.
See ya.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
How dare you?
Get off my lawn.
How can he close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.